sides. Face that watches every time they lie. Face that laughs every time they fall. Watches everything. So you know that when it's time to sink or swim, that the face inside is watching you too. Right inside just...
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Jet Lounge pregame show as the 5-2 Jets take on the 3-4 Patriots. I'm Pat. This is Ray, and we're going to break down everything that is going to happen in today's game. Ray, what are you thinking about today so far?
I'm liking what I'm hearing, especially the energy that's coming out of the head coach and the coaching staff that we have assembled. Obviously, you heard Robert Saleh. He wants the fans in there early. He wants them to be loud. I'm looking forward to it. We know it's a sellout coming into today. The fans are hyped, and I think, it's a good trajectory that we're on right now, Pat.
Right. I heard that the parking lot was full at 9 a.m. I saw a lot of tweets coming out that the place was packed. We got the Jet Lounge tailgate going on right now, sponsored by Happy Dad and U Stadium. The line for this game, I think, was 2.5, which is just a joke, I feel like. I feel like we're just not getting any respect right now. What do you think?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm actually looking right now. The live line is at 3. It's like 50. It's at you got I'm looking right now. You got 58% of national bets are actually on the Patriots, even giving the Jets those 3 points. So you know what? I think the Jets are going to be taking on that underdog role. We've been doing it, even in Pittsburgh against guys like Mitch Trubisky, backup quarterbacks, and that we've been facing against Rodgers. Let the disrespect keep coming, as Anthony always says in the Jet Lounge. I would rather be the underdog. I don't want to get too high, too low, but there's no respect coming out of Vegas. And listen, they're going to make us earn it. If we come out of here with 6 wins, nobody had us at that, except for a lot of guys in the Jet Lounge. We know Justin Jet Enforcer has had us at 10-7 since the beginning of the season, and a lot of people were laughing at him, but hey, it's looking real positive for him right now.
Yeah, I don't know where the disrespect is coming from, honestly, at this point. I don't know who on the Patriots scares you right now, because honestly, no one right now. It's Bill is stuck between which turnover machine is he going to start, Zappe or Price. I can't even think of his name.
Jones.
See, I can't even think of his name. No one scares me on this team right now. This is not the same old Patriots. They have a lot of problems. I think we're going to have to run the ball a lot. I know they have some 2 good corners, but it's going to have to come down to running the ball.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's going to come down to that run defense. There's only one person that scares me on the Patriots, and it has nothing to do with the players. It's that head coach. Bill always seems to have our number. We know his defense is going to come in. They're going to be firing on all cylinders. And I'll tell you one, it's funny because I'm breaking down the matchup. I'm going over the rosters. The Patriots have a ton of players that are listed as questionable that I think are going to be starting today. And it's really going to come down to the chess match between LaFleur and Bill Belichick's defense, because I fully intend on this 10th ranked defense of ours to show up. But, we talk about it every week. We talk about it on the Jet Lounge. We spoke about it on Justin's show last night. It's really going to come down to the start that this offense is able to put together. We can't come out of the gates with these 3 and out drives.
No,
it's been an issue all year long.
No, can't. We've been a second half team all year. We've got to get it going in the first half. We have to have some sort of adjustments halfway through the first quarter, halfway through the second quarter, something. Because it seems like every game they go into the half and they finally make their adjustments and they come out and they're finally firing on all cylinders after the halftime. But we need a 60-minute team. We can't have a 30-minute team.
Yeah, I just don't want LaFleur to get away from the run so early. It seems like, even though Brees is out, we made the trade. We got Robinson in here. I expect to see him in a lot of packages. A lot of people are like, oh, he only came in on Monday. Listen, he's a professional running back. He's ran for 1,000 yards before. It's not like he's just some rookie coming off the block. I have high expectations for him, and I think a lot of people are undervaluing Carter. We spoke about Carter last year as being a legitimate number 1 running back in this league. Exactly. He always seems to fall forward. He's a solid guy out of the backfield. Does he have that home run speed? Not really. But just because he doesn't have that doesn't mean he can't flourish in this offense like we saw him do last year.
Yeah, the learning curve for running backs, I think, is much lower than it is for, say, a wide receiver that's got to learn his routes. Now, Robinson's a great back. It's hard to take him down, but he doesn't have that top speed that I think Brees has. So he's not as much as a home run hitter, but he's more of an inside the tackles guy that can get downhill. And, Michael Carter's specialty, he's more of an outside guy. He's more of an outside guy, more of a out of the backfield pass type guy. He doesn't have that big body that Brees or Robinson has that could take him inside the tackle. I think opportunity is going to open up for Mike today, especially with they're going to have to, respect Wilson, and they're going to have to respect Moore, who's back today.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see. One thing as we go over the offense, listen, the offensive line has played well for, the pieces that we have. I think losing Vera Tucker is bigger than losing Brees Hall because he's like the glue guy that was on this offense. I mean, we constantly see every year running backs come out of nowhere. There's a reason why that most running backs aren't taken in the first round, but offensive linemen are, because you could usually find them later on in the draft. I think losing Elijah Vera Tucker, you've seen the leadership. We saw that video that came out at camp, I believe it was earlier in the year or last year, where he's picking up Elijah Moore's helmet, handing it to him, telling him you can't do that. That leadership role. So I like what this offensive line has done. We have some guys coming back in the next couple of weeks. It's really going to be up to them to hold down the fort. I liked what I saw to Zach Wilson in Pittsburgh with the footwork when he came back, and I feel like he's kind of gotten out of it lately. I don't like seeing him throw off that back foot, but Belichick, is going to throw everything at him. He's going to see things today that he hasn't seen in the past, and I don't want him to try to force the ball to Elijah Moore. I could see it happening right now, him staring him down in the slot, which I believe we all agree. Pat, we've spoken about it in the past. Elijah Moore should be the slot receiver on the Jets, considering Wilson's size, Davis's size on the outside, even Mims' size on the outside. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of dynamic he's going to bring to the offense if they put him primarily in the slot.
Yeah, I would like to see him in the slot. Right now, I think Berrios is in the slot. With Corey Davis out, it's going to be hard to move Berrios more inside. As far as the run game goes, they had a hard time, last week against Denver, especially ironically on the left-hand side. Brown and Lincoln Tomlinson were just not on the same page. Lincoln had a horrendous game. There was at least 2 or 3 plays where he didn't even know the snap count, which caused pressure on Zach and caused a lot of those issues that we see. So seeing how Denver's playing right now, I'm kind of leaning more towards that. It was more of Denver's defense so much than it was Zach, because Denver's been doing this to everybody. But we need a better game out of Dwayne Brown. We need a better game out of Lincoln Tomlinson. And, we're going to have to become like a left-handed team. Run towards the left behind those 2 guys.
Yeah, well, that's why we brought them in here. We paid, we saw in the preseason, I tweeted out that one tweet. Lincoln Tomlinson retweeted it. He was mauling guys on the Giants, and that's what we brought him in here to do. I don't want to say I want to give him a pass, but having constant new guys on his left-hand side at tackle, it can't be easy. We always talk about, we've heard in the past, how long it could take for an offensive line to gel. Now they got a couple weeks under their belt. Brown's a veteran. I feel like that outside run game can be to our benefit, especially with Brown being able to pull and being able to move. The guy's 37 years old, and he still looks like a kid out there, loving to play the game. He held off on getting the surgery so he could play this year for us. It's just, he brings that warrior mentality, and I fully expect LaFleur to really stick to the run game. We spoke about it with Damian Woody in the Jet Lounge OG show a couple weeks ago. I want to see LaFleur get back to kind of what he did last year with Zach Wilson, with that fake play action to the left side and the bootleg to the right, to have that flat route, those flood route, that concept going to the right-hand side. It seemed to work so well for us during rookie year. Yep. I feel like we've really gotten away from that.
Right. Tight ends today, too, are going to be huge. Tight ends underneath are going to be huge.
Has to be.
We need Conklin to step up.
Mm-hmm.
We need Uzomah to step up. I don't think Rucker is active for this game. Speaking of people who are active, they brought Strevler up, didn't they?
Yep, they did.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I don't understand it. I don't know what to make of it. I can understand them bringing Connor McDermott up. That makes sense just based on how thin they are right now at tackle. But I don't understand the Strevler move.
I keep, in the Jet Lounge yesterday, I hear people saying, "Oh, well, he's going to run a wild card." I've never been a fan of taking the ball out of a quarterback's hands. If you believe in Zach Wilson, you believe in Zach Wilson. I keep hearing, but they
didn't even do that with him in the preseason. He was passing all preseason. So why would you all of a sudden start running Wildcat with someone who hasn't, unless there's some sort of weird package that they have with him? I don't get it.
Yeah, and I want to show. Listen, Zach has not played fairly well coming back. Listen, he hasn't turned the ball over, which we all want to see. But the quarterbacking, especially going into your second year as we're progressing into the second half of football, you want to see him take that step. You want to see him come off that first read. Right, as of right now, he's more of a 1 to 2 read quarterback, where we got to see him start to develop that. And I think the run game is going to help him the most. That play action game, which LaFleur loves to get away from the run early. I don't understand it. We saw Breece Hall last week. I mean, that giant run he had, and we come out passing the next drive. Yep. It doesn't make any sense to me. I question it sometimes. It's funny because in the offseason, we posed this question on the Jet Lounge. If you could go back right now and choose whether LaFleur or Saleh would be your head coach, there were a lot of people in the Jet Lounge saying that they prefer LaFleur because he showed that potential with Zach in his rookie year. And I feel like he's even regressed. So I think it's time we hold him accountable, and he's got to be able to show that he can develop Zach and develop these new concepts with him going forward.
Yeah, Zach, from moment of snap to release, I think is 3.2 seconds, which right now is the worst in the league.
Yeah.
Well, is that him holding the ball too much, or is that just the defenses we have played and no one's getting open?
Well,
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah, we saw a couple. Somebody, I forgot who it was. If I can go back, I will tweet you out and give you credit. Broke it down where there were several plays last week where there was clearly a couple of guys open, and I don't know if he's just not seeing them, or he's feeling the pressure, or he's got a clock in his head. For me, he seems to be holding the ball too long. It's so, Anthony said it in the Jet Lounge. It's okay to take a sack, but it's also okay to throw the ball away. I feel like the second his first read's not open, he'll quickly give a glance to his second read, and then his instinct is to bail right instead of stepping up in the pocket. Or, I feel like he's constantly looking downward at the rush in front of him. So that's a progression that he's going to have to make. Maybe we start using Uzomah like we did a couple weeks ago, where we used him to start chipping those outside ends, leaving him in there to assist on pass blocking, to give Zach that extra couple seconds. But it's on him to make quick, decisive decisions. And if it's not there, it's okay to throw the ball away and live for another down.
He is getting better at throwing the ball away. I will say that compared to last year. There's been plenty of broken plays where he's running out, on a rollout, no one's open, and he's actually throwing the ball away instead of trying to force something and causing a bad turnover. And that's another thing. I think when the Patriots lose the turnover battle, they're like 1 in 15 or something like that in their last how many games. He needs to keep protecting the ball. That's the one good thing that I can say with Zach compared to what Sam was. He's protecting the ball. He's getting better at making sure he's not forcing something, and he's not putting our defense in a bad position.
Well, let me ask you this. What would you say is the point total that we should be looking for today? I mean, for me, I feel if we can get to 20 points today, we will win this game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Vegas has the over-under at 40, and the bets are fairly even on that. I think our defense is going to be able to create a turnover or two. I hope they keep trying Sauce Gardner. And listen, this might come back to bite me because I'll get Patriot fans adding me and talking smack, but keep trying Sauce Gardner like all these teams, he's going to be coming away with the ball. It's very rare he gives up a completion. If he does, it's on short yardage. So
Yeah,
what
go
would
ahead.
you
Keep
say the
keep
points
throwing it
total?
to Sauce's side. Keep throwing it to
I'll
Sauce's
do that.
side.
Or
Go ahead.
DJ Reed.
Both
DJ
of them.
Reed
I know the two of them
played
are playing at a
outstanding.
very high level. The two of them are playing at a very high level, and the miscommunications that they had on the back end with Joyner and Whitehead seems to be addressed. So the passing defense over the last few games has gotten much better. But I would agree with you. It's going to be a low-scoring game. 20, 21 points probably wins the game. I don't see a lot of attempts again, hopefully by Zach. They've shown that their winning formula is to run the ball, and if Zach throws the ball anywhere between 20 to 25 times in the game, we're winning that game. It's that simple. I don't want him to be forcing things. I'd rather him manage the game, win the game, and we can argue all we want that he's not playing up to his level or whatnot. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is your record, and he's 4-0 at this point. And I hope that by 4 o'clock today, he's 5-0, and we're gearing up for the Bills.
Do you agree with some Jet fans saying this needs to be Zach Wilson's coming out week? Because I feel like Bill is going to do everything in his power to stop the run. I said it yesterday on the Jet Lounge, and I'll say it again today. I think early on they're going to have to come out and they're going to have to take a shot deep. Just even if it's not completed, just to have the defense on warning, because I feel like we haven't thrown the ball over 20 yards since we had like Robbie Anderson on this team. I mean, obviously that's not true. I'm being exaggerative, but it almost feels like it never happens. I want to see that play action shot to Garrett Wilson. We brought him in here because the guy can jump out of the building. He's 6 feet and he runs a 4.3 40, and I feel like we're just misutilizing him.
Instead, but he's still a rookie. And he's still learning the game. I know everybody wants those flashy 20-yard timed routes where it's on a dime. I get it. But I'm okay with dinking and dunking and winning the game. At the end of the day, I want to win the game. So if we end up having underneath routes to Michael Carter and Conklin, and that's what moves the ball down the field, that's what moves the change, I'm happy with it.
I'd be too. I just feel Bill's going to take away that short game. We've been using it. They're going to do the same typical offense that they do too, that those dink and dunk plays. But I feel like we saw it last week, especially in the first half. Denver was keen in on that. Right. They were saying, we are not going to let you beat us with those short routes. So all I'm saying, a deep route or two may loosen up the defense, and I don't want to see those deep balls to Elijah Moore. I think we've seen enough of them.
Well, I mean, the difference is right now is defense is a much, much better defense than the Patriots are. So, at the end of the day, Bill may be a great coach, but right now I don't think he has the horses to do what he wants.
The Patriots are starting their backup center, right?
Yeah, I believe so. They're starting their backup center. So look for a big game from Quinnen and look for a big game from JFM.
It'll be interesting to see how much if we blitz this game. I know we're one of the lower blitzing teams in the league, but it seems to be it worked for us last week. You saw the corner blitz from Sauce Gardner. We saw him do it in college a little bit. I liked it. It was a nice wrinkle. It's something that I don't think that was game planned for. So I definitely could see a wrinkle or two of that in this game plan.
Yeah, a little more blitzing, but our defensive line at this moment, doesn't have to blitz to get pressure.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And against this offensive line, I don't think they're gonna have to.
What a change for the first 2 weeks.
I want to see a dominant defensive line performance from the front four. I want them to get right in Mac Jones's face and get him looking down at the line. Which he's shown that he does.
That up the middle pressure is key.
Exactly. And now with a rookie center, it's going to be a rough day for him. I'm just predicting it.
I hope so. It's going to be loud. You know what? A lot of people.
I'm just going to say that it's going to be loud.
Pat, we're
better
so
be
used
loud.
to going to these games and the stadium is a quarter full or halfway full with other teams' fans. That's not going to be, that's not how it's going to be today. I believe Salah said like 20 or 30% of Jet fans missed the opening safety. So they're putting the fireworks off an hour before the game. I know that everybody's wrapping up a little bit early. Get in there, be in your seats. A lot of times, people are in the building. They're just at concession. They're hanging out. But be in those seats and be loud and make it where we are the 11th, the 12th guy on the field.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it's been for since 2015. People would rather, as Jet fans, hang out in the parking lot and tailgate than actually get into the game. But we need to, hopefully this season flips that and we can actually have a home field advantage, get it loud in there, get in the opposite, in the opposing team's head. So we got 7 minutes before kickoff. What sort of keys do you have right now to the game?
My keys to the game are very, very simple. Special teams, continue to do what you've been doing. They've been lights out this year. Hoyer has got to be one of the top 5 special teams coaches in the game. There's a reason why he sticks around regime after regime after regime. So I'm looking for a big game out of special teams. Number 2, the defense. Get after it with your front 4. Keep the play in front of you. We all get angry with the Patriots offense, how they dink and dunk the ball. Let it happen. Confuse the quarterbacks. Let's get a turnover. To a number 3, run, and run some more. I want to see this run game come through. I have faith in Carter and Robinson. Yes, Breece Hall was a horrible loss for us, but it's next man up. I want to see that power run game, then developing the play action, wear this defense down, and those are my 3 keys to the game. What about you?
The one key that I have to this game is turnovers. Just protect the ball. That is the Achilles heel of the Patriots right now. We need to win the turnover battle. Jones and Zappi are turnover machines. Right. I think Sauce and DJ Reed are going to have a big day. Well, actually, probably more the safeties, because the safeties are more likely to get a pick based on jumping routes and
Joyner, man.
Yeah, Joyner.
Early on, rightfully so, though.
Everybody's been killing him at the beginning of the season, and he's come on. So
yeah, gotta give credit.
But that's my biggest thing is turnovers. You win the turnover battle, and you are most likely going to win this game.
So what's your final prediction? Let's make our predictions here.
23-10. I'm seeing a 23-10, but I think it's not gonna. I think it'll be 13-10 going into the fourth quarter. It'll be a little tight going to the fourth quarter, and then we'll probably pull away. But 23-10 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, what's funny is I'm not too far from you. I think it's going to be 20-17 Jets. I think that magic number for both teams today is going to be 20. I only see one team potentially hitting it or getting over it. I expect a low-scoring game. The weather's pretty nice. I want, but I still want to be running the ball. I think they're going to be really run heavy. I think Belichick's going to try to protect his quarterbacks as much as possible. But it's over, man. We got to start winning these games against the Patriots. We're clearly the more talented team. I don't want to hear the excuses. We got to secure the ball on offense. We got to hunt the ball on defense. And I really think we have a legitimate shot at coming at it today with the win.
I agree. So that's all we got today, guys. Get in your seats. Make it loud in the stadium. We finally have the better team against the Patriots. Let's give it to them.
That's right. And we will be live on Twitter for the Jet Lounge halftime
Right, the halftime show.
And I'm sure that'll be roaring. We do a Beat the Buzzer segment. You got 30 seconds to make your point. We move on to the next person so we get as much people in and out of there as possible. So we'll have that halftime show and then a subsequent post-game show immediately following the final down. And I look forward to seeing you guys there.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the halftime show.
Take care.